Have you ever opened your English notebook, looked at the page, and thought, I really want to improve, but I do not know what to do today? Maybe you want to speak better English, but you do not have a teacher sitting next to you. Maybe you want to practice listening, but when you hear native speakers, everything sounds too fast. Maybe you want to speak out loud, but there is nobody in your house who wants to practice English with you. And maybe deep inside you feel a little embarrassed. You think, should I talk to myself in English? Will that be weird? What if my family hears me? What if I make mistakes? If this sounds like you, I want you to relax your shoulders right now. Take a slow breath. You are not strange. You are not lazy. You are not behind. You are not strange. You are not lazy. You are not behind. You are just a learner who needs a simple plan. Welcome to Tilly English Vibes, your calm and friendly space to practice real American English, one small step at a time. In today's lesson, I will show you how to practice English alone every day in only 15 minutes, even if you do not have a teacher, a speaking partner, or a lot of free time. And today, that is exactly what we are going to build together. A simple daily English practice plan that takes only 15 minutes. You are just a learner who needs a simple plan, and today, that is exactly what we are going to build together. A simple daily English practice plan that takes only 15 minutes, not 2 hours, not a full afternoon, not a complicated study routine with 10 apps, 5 notebooks, and a serious face like you are preparing for a space mission. Just 15 minutes, and the best part is this: you can do it alone, at home, in your bedroom, in your kitchen, on your walk, even while getting ready in the morning. Yes, even in front of the mirror, where you can practice English and also check if your hair is having a bad day. That is useful multitasking. Before we begin, if this kind of calm, practical English practice helps you, please subscribe to Tilly English Vibes. We make simple English lessons that help you build confidence, improve your listening, and speak more naturally, one small step at a time. Now, let us talk about the big problem. Many English learners think they need perfect conditions before they can practice. They think, I need a speaking partner, I need a native speaker, I need a quiet room, I need more free time, I need to feel ready. But here's the truth. If you wait for perfect conditions, you may wait for a very long time. Life is busy. People are busy. Your schedule changes. Your energy changes. Some days you feel motivated. Some days you feel like your brain has closed for the day and put a sign on the door that says, please come back tomorrow. That is normal. So instead of waiting for perfect conditions, we need a small routine that works in real life. A routine you can do even when you are tired. A routine you can do when you only have a few minutes. A routine that does not depend on another person. Because consistency is not built from big plans. Consistency is built from small actions you repeat. And 15 minutes is small enough to start, but powerful enough to change the way your brain feels about English over time. Today, I will give you a complete 15-minute practice plan. It has 3 simple parts. 5 minutes for listening. 5 minutes for speaking. 5 minutes for vocabulary and thinking in English. That is it. 5, 5, and 5. Easy to remember, easy to repeat, and easy to fit into a normal day. But we are not just going to say, listen more, speak more, learn words. No, that advice is too general. You already know you should listen and speak. The real question is, how? What should you do during those 15 minutes? What should you say? What should you listen for? How do you know if you are practicing correctly? That is what we will do today. By the end of this lesson, you will have a clear plan you can start today. And later, I will also give you a very simple daily action plan, so you never have to ask, what should I study today? Let us begin with the first 5 minutes, listening. Now, listening sounds easy. You press play, you hear English, done, right? Not exactly. Many learners listen to English every day, but they do not really improve much, because the listening is too passive. Passive listening means English is playing, but your mind is somewhere else. Maybe you are cooking. Maybe you are checking messages. Maybe you are cleaning your room. Maybe you are listening to an English podcast, but at the same time you are thinking about dinner, your work, your laundry, and that one message you forgot to answer 3 days ago. The English is there, but your attention is not there. Passive listening is not bad. It can help you get used to the sound of English. But if you only do passive listening, you may feel like you understand the general sound, but you still cannot catch details. You still cannot repeat phrases. You still cannot speak naturally. So for this 15-minute routine, we need focused listening. Focused listening means your brain has a job, not a difficult job, a small job. Before you listen, you give yourself one clear question. For example, what is the main idea? How does the speaker feel? What problem is the speaker talking about? What advice does the speaker give? What 3 words do I hear again and again? That question becomes your listening goal. And when your brain has a goal, it listens differently. It becomes active. It starts searching. It starts noticing. It starts connecting sound with meaning. Let me show you. Imagine you choose a short English video about morning routines. Before you press play, you ask yourself, what does this person do first in the morning? Now you listen. You hear, I wake up at 6:30, drink water, and make coffee. Good, you found the answer. The first thing is waking up at 6:30 or drinking water after waking up. Now, listen again. This time, your goal is different. You are not trying to understand everything. You are just noticing useful phrases. Maybe you hear, I usually wake up at 6:30. Maybe you hear, I try not to check my phone right away. Maybe you hear, after that, I make a quick breakfast. These are useful everyday phrases, and you can steal them. Of course, not in a crime movie way. In a learning English way, you take useful phrases and make them yours. This is how natural English grows. Not by memorizing random word lists, but by hearing real phrases in real situations. For your 5-minute listening practice, choose something short. A 1-minute clip, a short podcast section, a short story, a simple conversation, a scene from a show. An English learning video. The content should not be too hard. This is very important. Many learners choose English that is much too difficult. They think hard English will make them improve faster. But if you understand almost nothing, your brain becomes tired. Then you feel frustrated. Then you think, my English is terrible. But maybe your English is not terrible. Maybe the material is just too advanced for this practice. A good listening level is something you can understand maybe 60 to 80% of. Not everything, but enough to follow the meaning. You want a little challenge, not a full mountain climb without shoes. So, here is your 5-minute listening method. Choose a short clip. Ask one question before listening. Listen one time for the answer. Listen one more time for useful phrases. Then say one phrase out loud. That last step is important. Do not only listen with your ears. Connect your ears to your mouth. For example, you hear, I usually get up around 7. Pause and repeat. I usually get up around 7. Again, I usually get up around 7. Now change it. I usually get up around 6:30. I usually get up around 8 on weekends. Now you are not only listening, you are using the language. This is where improvement begins. Let us practice a little right now. I will say a simple sentence. Listen first. I try to practice English for a few minutes every day. Now repeat after me. I try to practice English for a few minutes every day. Again, a little more natural. I try to practice English for a few minutes every day. Good. Now change one part. I try to listen to English for a few minutes every day. Repeat. I try to listen to English for a few minutes every day. Excellent. This is the kind of small practice that builds confidence. It feels simple, but simple does not mean weak. Simple is powerful when you repeat it. Now let us move to the second 5 minutes. Speaking. This is the part many learners avoid. Listening feels safe, reading feels safe, writing feels quiet. But speaking feels dangerous. Your mouth opens and suddenly your brain starts asking many questions. Is my grammar correct? Is my pronunciation strange? Do I sound foolish? What if I forget the word? What if I say something wrong? And because of these questions, many learners stay silent. They study English for years, but they do not speak much. Then, when they finally need to speak, they feel nervous. Not because they know nothing, but because their mouth has not practiced enough. Speaking is physical. That means your mouth, tongue, lips, voice, and breathing all need practice. You cannot become comfortable speaking English only by thinking about English. That is like trying to learn swimming by watching videos of water. At some point, you need to move. With English, you need to move your mouth, and you can do that alone. In fact, practicing alone can be one of the best ways to start. Why? Because there is no pressure. Nobody interrupts you. Nobody corrects you every 2 seconds. Nobody looks at you with that face that makes you forget every English word you have ever learned. When you practice alone, you can slow down, you can repeat, you can make mistakes, you can try again. You can build comfort before real conversations. So for the next 5 minutes of your routine, I want you to speak out loud. Not only in your head, out loud. Your voice must be part of the practice. You do not need to shout. Your neighbors do not need to know that today you are learning the present perfect, but you should use a real voice. Soft is okay. Silent is not enough. Here are 3 easy speaking methods you can use alone. The first method is called describe what you are doing. This is perfect for daily life. You simply say what you are doing in English. For example, I am making coffee. I am washing my cup. I am looking for my keys. I am putting on my shoes. I am walking to the bus stop. I am checking the weather. This may sound too easy, but it is not. You are training your brain to connect English with real actions. That is very powerful. Many learners only connect English with books, so when they close the book, English disappears. But when you describe your real life, English becomes part of your day. You start thinking, I am opening the door. I am sitting down. I am making lunch. I am tired, but I am still practicing. That is how English becomes more natural. Let us practice. Look around you right now. What are you doing? Maybe you are sitting. Say this. I am sitting and listening to English. Repeat. I am sitting and listening to English. Maybe you are walking. Say this. I am walking and listening to English. Repeat. I am walking and listening to English. Maybe you are drinking something. Say this. I am drinking coffee and learning English. Repeat. I am drinking coffee and learning English. Great. Now you can use this all day. When you do simple actions, give them English names. You are not just living your life. You are turning your life into English practice. The second speaking method is called the 1-minute story. For this method, you talk for 1 minute about something simple. Not a big topic, not politics, not the meaning of life, just something easy. Your breakfast, your morning, your favorite drink, a person you like, a place near your home. Your plan for tomorrow. Set a timer for 1 minute, then speak. Do not stop if you make a mistake. Do not restart from the beginning. Just continue. For example, this morning I woke up at 7. I felt a little sleepy. I made coffee and ate bread with eggs. Then I checked my phone. I had a message from my friend. After that, I got ready for work. That is enough. It is not perfect, and it does not need to be perfect. The goal is fluency practice. Fluency means continuing. Fluency means your words can move. Accuracy is important too, but during this 1-minute story, your main goal is to keep going. Think of it like walking. If you stop every 2 steps to check your shoes, you never get anywhere. Sometimes you need to walk. Later, you can check the mistakes. So when you practice the 1-minute story, use simple connectors. First, then, after that, later. Finally, these words are small, but they help your English flow. Let us practice a tiny story together. Repeat after me. This morning I woke up and drank some water. Then I checked my schedule. After that, I practiced English for 15 minutes. Finally, I felt proud because I did something good for myself. Nice. Now listen to that last sentence again. I felt proud because I did something good for myself. That sentence matters. Because learning English is not only about grammar and vocabulary, it is also about identity. Every time you practice, you are telling yourself, I am the kind of person who keeps going, even when it is small, even when it is not perfect, even when I only have 15 minutes. That feeling is powerful. Now, the third speaking method is called repeat and upgrade. This one is fun and it helps you sound more natural. You start with a very simple sentence, then you make it a little better. For example, I am tired. Now upgrade it. I am a little tired. Upgrade again. I am a little tired because I had a busy day. Upgrade again. I am a little tired because I had a busy day, but I still want to practice English. See what happened? You started with a tiny sentence. Then you added detail. This is exactly how speaking grows. Many learners think they must speak in long, perfect sentences immediately. No, start small, then build. Let us try another one. I like coffee. Upgrade. I really like coffee. Upgrade. I really like coffee in the morning. Upgrade. I really like coffee in the morning because it helps me wake up. Now, repeat the final sentence. I really like coffee in the morning because it helps me wake up. Good. Here is another one. English is hard. Upgrade. English is hard sometimes. Upgrade. English is hard sometimes, but I am improving. Upgrade. English is hard sometimes, but I am improving because I practice a little every day. Repeat. English is hard sometimes, but I am improving because I practice a little every day. That is a beautiful sentence, and I want you to remember it. English is hard sometimes, but I am improving because I practice a little every day. This is true, not because of magic, not because of a secret trick, but because small consistent practice really helps your brain become more comfortable with the language. Now we have the first two parts of your routine, 5 minutes of focused listening, 5 minutes of speaking out loud. Your English is already waking up. Your ears are working, your mouth is working, your brain is connecting ideas. But there is one more part, and this next part is what helps you stop forgetting words so quickly. Because maybe you know this feeling. You learn a new word today, you feel happy, you think, yes, I know this word now. Then tomorrow, the word disappears. It leaves your brain like it packed a suitcase in the middle of the night. You know you learned it, but you cannot find it. So in the next part, we are going to make words stay. We are going to build the final 5 minutes of your daily routine, the part that helps you remember useful words, use them in real sentences, and slowly start thinking in English. So, how do we make new words stay? How do we stop learning a word today and losing it tomorrow? The answer is not to memorize more words. The answer is to use fewer words better. Now, we are going to build the final 5 minutes of your daily English routine. This part is small, but it is very important. Because listening helps you understand, speaking helps you become comfortable. But vocabulary gives you the words you need when you want to express yourself. You may have a great idea in your mind. You may know exactly what you want to say in your language. But when you try to say it in English, suddenly you stop. You search for the word. Your mouth waits. Your brain says, please hold, we are looking for that file. And then the conversation moves on. That feeling can be frustrating. So for the last 5 minutes, we will practice vocabulary in a way that helps you remember and actually use the words, not just write them in a notebook and forget them forever. Here is the rule. Choose one useful word or phrase each day. Just one. I know one word sounds too small. Some learners want to learn 20 words a day. And that can feel exciting. You write a beautiful list. You feel productive. You think, today, I learned so much. But 1 week later, how many words can you use naturally? Maybe 2, maybe 0. Because your brain does not remember words well when you only look at them once. Your brain remembers words when you meet them again and again, when you hear them, when you say them, when you write them, when you connect them to your life. So in this routine, 1 word is enough. But you must do 4 things with that word. Learn it, say it, write it, use it. Let us practice with a useful word. Overwhelmed. Overwhelmed means you feel like there is too much to handle, too much work, too much information, too many problems. Too many English grammar rules dancing around in your head at the same time. Maybe you feel overwhelmed when you open a textbook and see 5 pages about verb tenses. You think, I only wanted to learn English. Why am I now in a grammar jungle? So the word is overwhelmed. Repeat after me. Overwhelmed. 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 Good. Now, write or say a simple sentence. I feel overwhelmed when I study too many things at once. Repeat. I feel overwhelmed when I study too many things at once. Now use it in a personal sentence. Maybe you say, I felt overwhelmed yesterday because I had a lot of work. Or, I feel overwhelmed when people speak English too fast. Or, I do not want to feel overwhelmed, so I practice for only 15 minutes. Beautiful. Now the word is not just a word. It has meaning. It has sound. It has a sentence. It has a connection to your real life. That is how vocabulary becomes useful. Let us try a phrase too. A little at a time. This phrase means doing something slowly and in small parts, not all at once. A little at a time. Repeat. A little at a time. Again. A little at a time. Now use it. I am improving my English a little at a time. Repeat. I am improving my English a little at a time. That is a wonderful sentence for your learning journey. Say it once more with confidence. I am improving my English a little at a time. Great. This is your vocabulary practice. You do not need a huge system. You do not need 100 flashcards every day. You need one useful word or phrase, and you need to use it. Now, after about 15 minutes together, let me pause and ask you something. Are you enjoying this kind of simple English practice? If yes, please like this video and subscribe to Tilly English Vibes. When you do that, it helps this channel reach more learners who need calm, clear English practice without pressure. And it also reminds you to come back and practice again. Because remember, English grows when you return to it again and again. Now let us put the full routine together. This is your 15-minute daily English practice plan. Minute 1 to Minute 5. Focused listening. Choose a short video, podcast, or conversation. Before you listen, ask one question. What is the main idea? What problem is the person talking about? What advice do they give? How does the person feel? Then listen once for the answer. Listen again for one useful phrase. Repeat that phrase out loud. That is the full listening part. Minute 6 to Minute 10. Speaking out loud. Choose one speaking method. Describe what you are doing. Tell a 1-minute story. Or use repeat and upgrade. If you do not know what to say, start with your day. Today is Saturday. I woke up late. I ate breakfast. I cleaned my room. Now I am practicing English. After this, I will drink tea. Simple sentences are not a problem. Simple sentences are the beginning. You can build from them. Minute 11 to Minute 15. Vocabulary and thinking in English. Choose one word or phrase from what you listen to. Learn the meaning. Say it 3 times. Put it in one sentence. Then use it in your speaking practice. For example, if your word is confident, you can say, I want to feel more confident when I speak English. Repeat. I want to feel more confident when I speak English. Now make it personal. I feel more confident when I practice every day. Good. That is your full routine. 5 minutes listening, 5 minutes speaking, 5 minutes vocabulary. But now I want to show you how to make this routine easier to repeat. Because the real challenge is not doing it once. The real challenge is doing it tomorrow, and the next day, and the day after that. Many learners are very motivated for one day. They watch 3 videos. They write many notes. They say, this is my new life. Then the next day they are tired. Then they skip. Then they feel guilty. Then they avoid English, because English now feels like a reminder of failure. I do not want that for you. English should not feel like a punishment. English should feel like a small promise you keep to yourself. So here is the secret. Attach your 15-minute practice to something you already do. For example, after I brush my teeth, I listen to English for 5 minutes. After I make coffee, I speak English for 5 minutes. After I sit on the bus, I learn one phrase. After lunch, I write one sentence with my new word. Before I sleep, I tell a 1-minute story about my day. This works because you are not trying to create a completely new life. You are adding English to a life you already have. Think about your day. One is something you always do. Maybe you always drink coffee. Maybe you always check your phone. Maybe you always wash your face. Maybe you always walk somewhere. Use that moment. Make it your English practice moment. You can say, after I make coffee, I practice English. After I wash my face, I speak English in the mirror. After I put on my shoes, I describe my plan for the day. The mirror practice is especially good. And yes, it may feel strange at first. You stand there and say, "Good morning. Today I am going to practice English." And your face looks back like, "Really? We are doing this now?" Yes, we are doing this now. Because the mirror helps you see your mouth. It helps you notice your expression. It helps you practice speaking with energy. English is not only words, it is also rhythm, voice, face, and confidence. When you speak in the mirror, you practice being a person who speaks English. That matters. Let us do a short mirror-style practice right now. Imagine you are looking in the mirror. Repeat after me. Good morning. Today I will practice English for 15 minutes. I do not need to be perfect. I just need to begin. Again with a calm voice. Good morning. Today I will practice English for 15 minutes. I do not need to be perfect. I just need to begin. That is not only English practice. That is confidence practice. Now let us talk about mistakes, because this is where many learners get stuck. You may think, I cannot practice alone because nobody will correct my mistakes. But let me ask you something. If you do not speak at all, what happens? You make 0 mistakes. That sounds good, right? But you also get 0 speaking practice. Mistakes are not the enemy. Silence is often the bigger problem. Of course, correction is helpful. Of course, teachers are helpful. Of course, feedback matters. But daily practice alone has a different purpose. The purpose is not to make every sentence perfect. The purpose is to build comfort, speed, memory, and confidence. When you practice alone, you are teaching your brain this message: English is something I use, not something I only study. That message is very important. You can still improve accuracy over time. You can record yourself once or twice a week. Listen again. Notice one thing to improve. Maybe your pronunciation of a word. Maybe your verb tense. Maybe you speak too quietly. Choose one thing, not 10 things. One thing. Then practice again. For example, maybe you record this sentence. Yesterday, I go to the store. Then you listen and notice, wait, yesterday needs went. So you say, yesterday I went to the store. Repeat. Yesterday I went to the store. Now you learned from your own speaking. That is powerful. You became your own coach for a moment. Let us practice a few useful daily sentences. Repeat after me. I am trying to speak more clearly. I am trying to speak more clearly. I made a mistake, but I can try again. I made a mistake, but I can try again. I do not need perfect English to communicate. I do not need perfect English to communicate. I can practice a little every day. I can practice a little every day. Very good. Now, I want to give you a sample 15-minute routine you can use tomorrow morning. You can copy it exactly. First, choose a short English clip before you start. Maybe save it tonight so you do not waste time searching tomorrow. When your practice time begins, press play. Ask this question: what is the main idea? Listen for the answer. Then listen again and choose one phrase. Maybe the phrase is, I am getting better at this. Say it out loud 3 times. I am getting better at this. I am getting better at this. I am getting better at this. Now your listening part is finished. Next, speak for 5 minutes. Use the phrase in your own life. Say, I am getting better at English. I am getting better at listening. I am getting better at speaking slowly and clearly. Then tell a short story. Yesterday I practiced English for 15 minutes. At first, I felt nervous. Then I started speaking out loud. It was not perfect, but I did it. I am getting better at this. Great. Now the final 5 minutes. Write the phrase, I am getting better at this. Write one personal sentence. I am getting better at English because I practice every morning. Then say your sentence again. That is it. You practice listening, speaking, vocabulary, writing, and thinking in English in only 15 minutes. Now let us make this even more practical. Some days you will not feel motivated. So what should you do on those days? Do a smaller version. Yes, smaller, not bigger. When you feel tired, do not say, I must study for 1 hour. That will make you avoid English. Instead, say, I will do 3 minutes, 1 minute listening, 1 minute speaking, 1 minute vocabulary. 3 minutes is better than 0. And many times after 3 minutes you may continue. But even if you stop, you still kept the habit alive. Think of your English habit like a small fire. Some days the fire is big. You study more. You feel excited. Other days the fire is small. You only do a little. That is okay. Your job is not to make a huge fire every day. Your job is to not let the fire go out. So on tired days, keep it small. On good days, enjoy doing more. This is how you stay consistent without feeling overwhelmed. Now let us talk about where to find practice material. You can use English learning podcasts. You can use short YouTube lessons. You can use simple conversations. You can use scenes from shows, but choose short scenes. You can use audio from apps. You can use graded readers. You can use any English content that is clear and useful. But remember, do not spend 20 minutes searching for the perfect video. That is not practice. That is shopping. And yes, many of us love shopping for learning materials. We open one video, then another video, then another. Suddenly, 30 minutes are gone, and we learned nothing except that the internet is very big. So choose your material quickly. Save a few short clips in advance. Then when it is practice time, start immediately. Your routine should feel easy to begin. The easier it is to begin, the more often you will do it. Now, here is a special practice activity for today. After this video ends, do not just leave and forget everything. Take action immediately. Your action plan is simple. Step 1. Choose one short English clip. Step 2. Listen for 5 minutes with one question. Step 3. Speak for 5 minutes about your day. Step 4. Choose one word or phrase and make one sentence. That is all. And because I want you to start right away, let us choose today's phrase together. A little every day. This means small practice repeated often. Say it. A little every day. Again, a little every day. Now say the full sentence. I can improve a little every day. Repeat. I can improve a little every day. Again with more confidence. I can improve a little every day. Beautiful. Now make it personal. I can improve my speaking a little every day. Repeat. I can improve my speaking a little every day. I can improve my listening a little every day. Repeat. I can improve my listening a little every day. I can improve my confidence a little every day. Repeat. I can improve my confidence a little every day. That phrase is now yours. Use it today. Say it while walking. Say it before studying. Say it when you feel discouraged. A little every day. That is how real progress feels. Not dramatic, not perfect, not instant, but steady. Now let us recap everything. You do not need a speaking partner to practice English every day. A partner can help, but you can begin alone. You do not need a perfect schedule. You need 15 focused minutes. You do not need to learn 50 words in one day. You need one useful word or phrase that you actually use. Your 15-minute plan is 5 minutes of focused listening. Ask one question. Listen twice. Repeat one phrase. 5 minutes of speaking out loud. Describe what you are doing. Tell a 1-minute story. Or repeat and upgrade a simple sentence. 5 minutes of vocabulary and thinking in English. Choose one word or phrase. Say it. Write it. Use it in your own sentence. Then attach this routine to something you already do every day. Coffee, walking, brushing your teeth, lunch break, getting ready for bed. Make English part of your real life. And please remember this. You are allowed to be a beginner. You are allowed to speak slowly. You are allowed to forget words. You are allowed to make mistakes. None of that means you are failing. It means you are practicing. And every time you practice, even for 15 minutes, you are building a stronger connection with English. You are teaching your brain, I can do this. You are teaching your mouth, these sounds are not scary. You are teaching your confidence, I am not waiting anymore. I am starting now. So today give yourself 15 minutes. Not because you are behind, not because you are bad at English, but because your future self deserves your small effort today. And one day, after many small days, you will notice something beautiful. You will understand a sentence faster. You will remember a word more easily. You will answer a question with less fear. You will speak, and maybe it will not be perfect, but it will come out. And you will think, oh, I am really improving. That moment is worth it. Thank you for practicing with me today. If this lesson helped you, please like this video, subscribe to Tilly English Vibes, and share it with another English learner who needs a simple plan. Tilly English Vibes thanks you for spending this time learning with us today. Keep practicing a little every day. Keep speaking, keep listening, keep going. You are doing better than you think. See you in the next lesson.